Baby, when I say my head hurt, I'm looking tired. Eyes tired, boss. Eyes tired. Okay. Woo. Welcome. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to another round. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my girl, El Cid. This is your big cousin's review. Quick cap, as quick as possible. Child, these notes was long, so I don't know how quick this gonna be. Lord Jesus, we at the thick of it. We at the nitty gritty. This is the part of the show that we really like because we start to see the couples and get some dates going. And baby, well, some people on the top of the bottom of your list.
There was definitely tops and bottoms.
No pun. No pun. Hey, all that's here with us live. I appreciate you being here. Please do me a favor. Please hit the like button, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Tell a friend that tells a friend because we like to have a good kiki over here. And tonight we're going to be full of it, baby. Trust me, because these people done gave me a headache and I got to get it off my chest. Like Lamar say, it will be no holding back. Okay, you're going to get all of this. Okay, you're going to get it all. No filters.
So that's what you're channeling, Lamar? Is that what you're channeling?
Okay. If I channel Lamar, listen, I feel like if I channel Lamar, he can't be mad when I come at him any type of way. You know what I'm saying? Because, baby.
As long as you don't come with your degrees, he good.
Well, about those. I ain't got 4 like Wendy, so he ain't got to worry about it. Okay.
April.
However, I did just got my little certificate as a mixologist. So, and Patricia might be mad about the fact that I'm going out here throwing back them shots for the people. But hey, baby, listen, I like making money. And so any other way I can make more money, I'm going to do it. So we out here this year. Okay. Anyways, how you feeling today?
You gonna be serving Maya her lemon drop?
Oh, baby, I'll give her lemon drop, a Mai Tai. She can get a Long Island. Maya can get whatever she wants. She's not problematic yet.
Yet.
How you feeling this Friday?
I'm feeling well. I had a very long Friday, but this is definitely the break we need. But stop lying to these people. These quick recaps is longer than the show. Come on now.
Listen, when I go to get drinks, sometimes it be one and sometimes it be for fun. So if the bartender make my drinks good, we be here for another round. And so that's what we here for, another round.
There you go.
Asian pear martini, I got you, girl. I just bought me some passion fruits today because they are in season right now. So we about to make some concoction between that and some sour sap. I got to get some Belizean drinks going. But we are in there. So yes, I can make you an Asian pear martini. I got you.
Not the chat coming with the request from the bartender.
Hey, listen, throw them drinks at me because I'm going to be practicing them all and I'm about to be serving y'all recipes and stuff. This channel might be having some in-between shorts with drinks up on here. Don't play, okay? It is called another round.
Don't say throw them at you. Change the.
Oh yeah, true. Because people like to throw glasses and drinks these days. Okay. However, that's a new trend in the club now to buy the bottles and pour it out. So I ain't never mad if you want to come to my restaurant and my establishment, buy my bottles, but do not pour them out on my floor, okay? Because we're not trying to mop all that out. Just pour it in the bucket. There's a bucket there with some ice. Pour it in the bucket with the ice. Let the people, it's a new trend. Don't ask me why, but.
They're wasting alcohol? Like alcohol they paid for?
Yes, they wasting the alcohol. So they can't be wasting watered down bottles. So the bottle shouldn't even be open like that by the time they come to the table. They should be opening the bottles at the table. However, I don't know what clubs.
Because it used to be a sip for my dead homies. Now it's the whole bottle.
No, it's just throwing the bottles to stunt on the next person. They throw their bottles or whatever. I mean, not throw the bottles, but just pour out the liquor.
Okay. Okay.
To each his own. You pay for it. Do you? Just don't put it on my floors. Okay. Put it in the
Don't
bucket
make
at least.
don't make me have a workman's comp claim with my waitresses.
Because I'm definitely gonna sue you because the cameras will be recording. Hmm. So if you
So
got the
can we
money to buy it and waste it, please believe you got the money to go ahead and replace some hips. Okay.
start with my favorite?
Sure, we can start off with Chaz. He was polite this week.
Oh no, Chaz was player this week. Chaz was player. Chaz pulled out that Uno card from the red pill with the whole legacy, generational wealth, and he had all the buzzwords. He was playing. I was like, Chaz now. Chaz, why are you playing these ladies?
You know, you gotta show the pleasantries before you get into the crazy. You just don't want to start off all crazy and stuff. You gotta ease your way in, see how much crazy they can take and how much they were willing to put up with crazy. See, Chaz know what he's doing.
Oh yeah, he giving it in small doses, but I saw that dose. I saw the generational. I was like, buzzwords, Chaz. Create your own.
He might be on the communities. I mean, we do see him a lot in the chat, so he might be on the communities watching,
Could be. Could
the
be.
different various platforms out there. So like I say, he was on his best worst behavior this week. So we gonna see as we progress. We know he gets a little down and
Spicy.
dirty. Yeah. A little
That's
a
when we'll
little
get
left.
this. That's why when we'll get the spicy martinis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, real fiery. We get the spicy margaritas and all that because he don't have one or few. This guy here, I mean, he came in, he beeline straight to Rashina when he came in. He was happy to see her, and still honed in on Vanessa this week. So he's cultivating his connections. I don't. We haven't seen him with nobody new. It was kind of interesting. A couple of people were missing this week, but yeah, probably for the best. Probably for the best.
Definitely for the best. I did like Alexis how she started off when she walked in, like, oh, it's a new set of boyfriends.
I like that too. I was like, that's my type of girl. She give me Leo vibes. She was like, yes, more boys.
More toys, more toys.
I love that energy right there. It's like, yes, let me see, because I only got what we only have down to 4 the last time.
Yep.
No, they got 5. They had got no, the men were with her. Was it men more or her? The women more
It was the women more because they remember
with
Patricia and
that
Vanessa
group,
was
and
on
the
the
other group
bottom.
is more men.
Yeah, it
Okay,
was
so yeah,
only 4 men in her group.
no, it should have been 5 because we were supposed to have 6 then. Let me go
Okay.
back to my notes. I'm sorry, y'all. Forgive me because I got to go with the notes real quick.
We gotta go to the videotape.
Yeah, we got to replay the tapes real quick. Okay, so we started
Alonzo,
one,
Chaz,
two, three,
Jonathan, and
4,
Lamar.
5, and it was supposed to be 6. Glenn. Okay, yeah. So it was supposed to be 6 men and 4 women. So yeah. Oh, so
No,
she ain't got her feel.
she wasn't in Glenn's group.
Yeah, she was in the
Oh
first
yeah,
group.
she was. She was in the first group. Yeah.
Glenn wasn't in his group.
Glenn certainly wasn't in his group.
Glenn wasn't in his own group.
Glenn said, "Let me get the heck out of here. Let me go
Okay.
home."
All right, listen, at this point right now, we are one episode past meeting everybody, and Glenn made a good decision because how this is going, oh, baby, it's snowballing downhill fast. Child.
I think Glenn may have made the right choice.
Oh, let's go back to your boy real quick, though,
Oh, okay.
because he said Lay Lynn was absolutely his type,
Why would he say anything different?
but she wasn't on his top 2.
Well, remember, we heard about that after several seasons that
I
you
know they get
usually
top
give
3.
3 names
I know.
and they bring it down to 2.
Baby,
Now,
send me notes.
she may be his type at brunch. And
Now, lunch, dinner, and breakfast might be a different story.
by the time I get those phone numbers and we talk after, off camera, I'm gonna have to put you on the back burner. But
But she definitely moved up. She definitely moved up on his list. She might have been number three, but she definitely moved up according to him. He said he
but
liked him a African lady. He liked him a his chocolate.
but she reminded me, she didn't move around.
Mm-mm.
She let the men come to her. She sat there on her, in her spider's web and just lured them all in.
Mm-hmm. I'm not
But
mad.
again, the ladies look good.
Good.
The
Every last
ladies
one of
looked
them.
good.
Every last one of them, baby. I was like, okay, outfit, outfit, outfit. Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Producers is acting right with the outfit choices this time. And if they not choosing it, ladies, y'all doing good for choosing for yourselves. I appreciate y'all.
Ooh.
I was looking at heels and all. I think it was April's heels. I think it was April because it was somebody in pink. So if there wasn't somebody else in pink, it was definitely April's heels. Them little heels was cute, baby.
Well, I only saw or noticed one pair of shoes because he grabbed her feet to give her
Oh,
a foot
Alexis.
massage.
Oh no,
Yeah.
no. It was Rashina's.
Yes.
Alonzo had her whole
Yes.
shoe.
She's like heel and all.
I was like, with the heels? Okay. Okay, this is new. All right. All right, sir. Baby, could you put my leg down? I am in a dress though. Like,
Well, he did only grab one leg, so
sir. Sir, I don't know you like that. Back back. You don't know me like that. You don't even know if I like my foot touched.
well, they had to. They encountered each other.
They did. They had feet to conversations, but
Yes.
I might just listen to you talk about how you like feet and not be so much of a Patricia with it.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that I actually like my feet being touched.
In public around all these people. Because
Or in private
I
by
may
your
have a
unclean hands.
reaction. I may have a reaction to you touching my feet.
I'm not. I'm gonna put you in your reactions on timeout. you and you and Sean be on timeout with the feet.
Well, it's public displays of affection. How about he's trying to see how she is with public displays of affection?
Okay, PDA is not for everybody, baby. You slow your roll. Start off with the hand. At least hit me with the Habibi. Like kiss your own. Start off with yourself. Let me take that. Let me see how I take to that first.
We are not resurrecting Travis, please. Please. Because I refuse to call him. Because he is not my dear.
That's Jafar. But yes, we're gonna leave Jafar far, far away.
Um, I found Lamar and Micah. That was very abrupt in the good luck.
Lamar was abrupt plenty of times, okay? Plenty of times tonight. Listen, I give him this. He definitely seems to know what he wants and don't want. Now, how he goes about handling the wants and don't wants is like, bro, listen, I understand y'all safe this week, but this is an ongoing process. The men do not always have the power. So you still have to have some tact, some couth, some sense about you, wherewithal that knowing that you're going forward, you're still making an impression, even though you're in the control of making the final call for this week only. You're a
But
bit rude.
Lamar, sweetie, does who you want you? Because she was, we'll get to the date. She wasn't leaning in.
He can't read the rule, baby. He can't read the
But
broom.
when she said no, I don't want, when Micah said no, Um, and I know I'm messing up her name, and I apologize.
I think it's Mika. Mika.
Mika. When Mika says no, she doesn't want children, well, good luck, and left.
And shook her hand. It became a business meeting. My guy said, all right.
Good luck. Wow.
Now, if we can scold Patricia for some of her judginess, we can scold him for his dismissiveness
Yes.
because it's not judgy the way he walked away. However, it's very cold and dry and is giving, if you don't get your way, like he says for other people, it's no way. So you didn't bother to ask why she don't want no more. Would she be open to adopting? Would anything like?
He did not care. He did not care. It was his way. She didn't want kids. She didn't want to have any more kids. He did not wish to talk to her anymore. And I wonder when he did that, I was shocked at first, but I wonder if something in him sometimes wishes to humble these pretty girls, these pretty ladies. Because it gave me a, I want you to know not every man wants you, even though you know you look good. When he did that, it was rubbing me. And then I said, why exactly is he that abrupt with her? He does things for shock value, but why is he abrupt with her? And it didn't give me anything other than I wish to reduce you in some way.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I got from it after he did it to a few of them, and I'm like, with anybody, just a courtesy of like, well, I wish it were different. I really want a woman who does want kids, and I wish you well on your journey. There is nothing costly to give courtesy.
Mm-hmm.
And as Tommy said, the ladies will be in the lounge next week, and now you have abruptly cut off these women. It's not going to translate well.
Because even still, like the funniest thing with Mika, if we're saying your name right, Mika, Malika, it's not. See, Coach gonna mess me up with that damn Malika, Mika. if if she was so closed off, she wouldn't be entertaining Dominique because Dominique wants his two to some teen children. Okay, she wouldn't be entertaining it. So that means that she's not totally closed off. It might not come from her per se. So you might want to dive a little bit into it as to why. It's just the politeness of conversation. You don't have to be so cut dry. You don't want no kids. No, I mean her no was a bit sharp, but that's just letting you know like this here ain't making no more or whatnot. You can ask her why. Where's the complications in your pregnancy?
Right.
That this could be a reason why she don't want no more. She could have probably already transitioned to having the surgery to not being able to have any more. Uh, there's a number of reasons. She's still young, so I would want to know why at so young would you say no to more kids. Now, granted, I'm a woman, and this might not come from a male brain to think this, but if you're saying you want more kids and you find a woman at least attractive, it doesn't hurt to be polite and just say, let me find out a little bit more. And then from there, proceed to say, I don't want to waste your time because I really do want more children and you clearly don't. So good luck with your journey as I move forth.
Courtesy is free. Courtesy is free. But who had a great talk about children and shared of himself? And I do think it's because that beautiful woman, Maya, did bring his, all his guard down, was William when he shared that he was adopted
Mm-hmm.
and he
Yeah.
was willing to adopt. I think everybody needs to come with a name, a name. This is my name. Want kids, don't want kids, want to adopt. We need a
Hi,
cheat
my
sheet.
name is Jay. Got one daughter, three cats. One no more. Can't have no more. Thank you very much. Don't ask. Let
Just a cheat sheet. Just a cheat sheet.
me read you. Okay, move around.
That's Lamar's energy. It's like, no, bye.
You got kids on your label? No. Okay.
Mhm.
Child, he was dismissing people left, right. He was like, bye, next, next. He was swiping. Okay, they definitely got Lamar off of a website, off of a app or something, because he was definitely swiping. That brother was just like, next, 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 nope, next, next, So if, baby, I'm gonna say it again. If we could hold Patricia to the swipe, 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 Lamar was definitely swiping, okay? And I'm like, are you now you know this my dark horse. So and I say he's the dark horse because he too animated that production gonna keep him just because. But at this point right now, I'm seeing there's a lot of clowns up out here. So this is a three-ring circus. He could just easily go. He could just easily go because we got a lot of activity going on with these men's this year. But
Yeah,
William
they
did have a good combo.
a lot of the men are riling up the women, and we'll see further along. They're giving production good coverage. They're giving people something to talk about. And to go along with William on a personal journey, my husband back in 2019 was approached through however he was found. He had a brother on his mother's side that was adopted and found him. And now my husband is basically his only blood relative that he
Mhm.
knows of that even had a connection to their mother. So it is just it really William opening up about that and how he feels that his children, apart from his grandmother being the only other living relative, was really, really something. And I think Maya kind of leaned into that.
Mhm. Yeah,
'Cause-
what I do like about William is he has been very open and what they keep saying the word transparent. And the thing about transparency, well, we'll get into it later with April, is people do it when they feel safe to do it. They're not just required. I know we want people to be transparent, but I say it all the time, transparency and honesty are two different things. Transparency comes when people are comfortable and they feel like they're in a safe space to share with people. And like you said, Maya made him feel safe enough to divulge that information to her. So that's why he was able to be transparent about that. But everybody is just not going to do that. And as we get into April, we'll talk about just expecting people to be transparent just because you are. That doesn't work. But yes, I appreciate William this episode a whole lot. It was like, okay, one normal.
Interaction. Well, speaking about well, it's not fully normal, but it was quirky. And I wonder if this is his shtick was Will, Mr. Unusual Sweater
Mm-hmm.
with Vanessa. His flirting was quirky. And now I realize from that first episode, he's the quirky, trying to be funny flirt.
Why did
And it
he
isn't landing.
why did he call her Barney in the weight room?
Oh God. Because it's skinny Barney.
No, he said she was in a purple dress looking like Barney in the weight room.
Because Barney done lost weight. Barney's been in the weight room getting his figure together.
You reference this woman to a whole dinosaur character though. What?
Not even an adult character. She was not one of the Mortal Kombat characters. He, she was she was not Kitana. She
Katana
was
was in purple.
Barney.
I know he was trying. I know sincerely he was being flattering and he was trying to be nice because it did not come off as he was trying to actually throw a jab at her because he was like, oh, she was intriguing to me. Like, she looked good. But I was just like,
Barney?
Barney? You
That's
could have said a passion fruit waiting to be, cut open or something. Like,
quirky flirt. He is the quirky flirt that it just doesn't land. It just doesn't land. He's not malicious. He's not out there looking for, an exaggerated response, but he's a quirky flirt. It's non-threatening, but it's just not going to land. We need to come away from the cartoons. Will, we need to come away from the cartoons.
did Will have
And
kids?
not that I remember.
I don't remember him having kids, but I'm like, baby, where you get Barney? what niece and nephew you been babysitting?
Well, she has kids. She has one that's about 5.
she got kids, but
So maybe he thought she would understand the reference. Maybe.
okay.
I'm
Okay.
I'm just I'm trying here for Will. Because he's got it, it's the quirky sweater, it's the quirky way he approaches, it's the quirky words. He's just got the quirky flirt aspect. And I'm just like, okay, this is quirky, but it's not an abysmal interaction.
It might be a nervous twitch trying to sometimes our wits get the best of us trying to be on the spot with some stuff, and the first thing that comes to our mind, we just throw it out.
Barney.
Purple, Barney, beautiful. I would have said eggplant, but that wouldn't have been right.
Right. He went with a safe character that everybody loves.
Thank God he
Everybody.
didn't say eggplant though, because we need one less sexual person on this show right now.
He did say Barney's getting it in the weight room. So he's like, hey, I'm not saying you're big like Barney. I'm just saying you're looking fine. You got that purple on. But he's the quirky boy. That's all I saw. I was like, it just ain't landing. It's just not the Don Juan.
Yeah. I mean, I know us ladies would not take it as a compliment, but I genuinely do not believe he was trying to be intentionally funny or like humiliate her in any way. I think he just didn't know anything else to relate it to the purple to at that time.
And she took it as such. Vanessa was very gracious and she, gave him a little giggle. She did not roll her eyes. She just took it very gracefully. She's like, come here. You want to try this? Let's go.
She like, yeah, I don't remember none of the songs right now because my sister used to love that thing on the show when she was a kid, and I used to know the songs because she watched it so much.
Oh, I know
Oh,
the
I
songs, but
love you.
you can't. That's copyrighted. That's copyrighted.
I can sing it. It's a cover. I'm doing a cover.
Maybe we should have come wearing purple.
Oh, hold on. Got mine close. You know what I'm saying? My big Barney.
My phone case is purple. Does that count?
Love me like Barney, baby. Love me like Barney. Maybe that's what he meant. Maybe he wanted to love her like Barney loves the world.
And now we have made Barney in an adult.
Cosplay, baby. Cosplay.
Oh no.
Oh, baby, if he got a Barney fetish and he likes his girl to dress up like.
Okay. See again. I'm a pull this Alonzo gaslit card. Is like, well, what made this sexual?
I made this sexual because I'm trying to help him with this Barney reference. It sounds better if it's sexual. I'm sorry.
It does.
I'm sorry, Will. When you get up here, I know Coach will go have you up here, but when you get up here, Coach, please go over there because we need to know what was you trying to get by with this Barney reference. Okay, I'm a promise I'm not gonna laugh in the chat too much, just a little, okay? Because I'm silly like that. But for real, Barney.
Well, Will and William did give us the best interactions that were not as inflammatory as the next one with Jonathan, Mika, and April.
Tell Jonathan and everybody.
Well, we're going to focus first on.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna try to focus, but that man was just ducking and dodging. That boy got a little. He be bobbing and weaving, baby. He relationship, nope, can't do it. Ex, oops, can't talk about it. Pass, no, no. My brother be on that field. He be child. Listen, I don't know. He might have been a little wide receiver or running back in his time, because baby was be dodging them plays. He be dodging the
He was
questions.
he was defensive like Lamar.
Very.
But those when those ladies said, "Have you spun the block?" He couldn't answer. He
He's
could
you
not
know
answer.
he did. He did. He tried to downplay how many times he been on the block, because
Oh
I
yeah,
don't think he left the block.
she gives me the impression she wants me.
Yeah, in the beginning, I spun the block 2 years ago, but you ain't been in nothing serious since then. Hey, Chaz, we got you out the way, baby. You been good this week.
You're still a favorite this week, Chaz. You're still a favorite.
But baby, he was not trying to have it with anything about baby mama. And listen, I'm protective. I'm very protective of my daughter's father. Okay, I'm okay with people being protective of their children's, donor, their children's other chromosomes. I'm okay with that. But you were protective of the information that should be okay to share if it is done. Everything when it comes to his baby mother or ex-wife, as we will find out next week, is like it's classified information, and we ain't got clearance to know about it.
It sounded like another family in the motherland. That's what it sounded like. Thank you, Chaz.
Thank you very much.
It sounded like another family on another continent, but it's in Texas. I'm guessing it's in Texas. Come on. Now I didn't like I'm kind of partial. I don't like the term baby mama. I don't like
Hmm.
the spin the block. But just say, have you settled into a co-parenting relationship? Strictly co-parenting. That would be the question. Hey
Yeah.
Seaway.
What up, mama? You gotta let us know if you won tonight or not. Yeah, that's the question. That's actually what that's the answer we're looking for is, do you still have a romantic connection with her? Two
Does she
years
know
later
you're on
is enough time.
does she know we're on the show?
Of course not. She knows now. Listen. I'm gonna be real. If I cannot give a person that's asking me these questions any information, for sure, I'm not giving the person who I am dodging this information. Okay. So, and he already says they have a communication problem, that he was not able to voice his opinion in a lot of stuff during the relationship. So, I'm pretty sure she just now finding out about this show if she watches.
Oh,
Hopefully, she do watch.
we'll find out on IG. You
Yeah, we
know,
will. They can't wait. Hopefully, though, hopefully for his sake and IG's sake, there will be no receipts of any recent interactions outside of picking up and dealing with our child. So, but the way he giving scared right now, I don't know. It's not looking too good for the home team. That's all I'm gonna say.
it is not. He is not straightforward. It's like he didn't come prepared with that answer. It's like,
Mm-mm.
sir, you're doing this even if you wanted to cover it up or whatever. Just give an answer. Come with it like, hey, That is not something you have to worry about. We completely have this together. And I'm just looking for a lady to come in to enhance and be a bonus mom to my child.
Mhm.
Boom. That's an answer that keeps all the mess behind and not on Front Street.
I wonder about a little bit of how he was growing up. Was he able to voice his opinions or voice himself growing up? Because I've noticed when he's kind of one on one with certain energy. Let me put it like this, certain energy, because with Alexis, he was able to talk a lot more, still not a lot, but talk a lot more comfortably than he is in the group settings with the ladies, or he is with certain particular dominating energy, as I'll put it like that.
The
Um,
question would be also, did he have the option not to be in the family business?
yeah, that'd be good because it seems like he's fighting for his voice a lot. And I think that's where some of the intimidation comes from of that and being judged by certain things because he gives me, I'm not trying to be judged, but however, you get more judged when you avoid conversations. And then you get more irritable because, as we see when he gets with Koshia again, he's like, "You're asking me the same questions again." Well, a lot of times when people ask the same questions is because the first time the answers were not justified or given in the first place. And you're running every single time somebody asks you these questions. So they're going to keep asking you because they know you're avoiding something. And in dating, that's a yellow to big red flag. If I'm just meeting you and I'm like, "Hi, what's your name?" and you can't give me that,
Well, you know what? This was not covered in an episode of The Fresh Prince. So he said he got his romance tips from The Fresh Prince and Martin.
and
Now,
Martin
if
used to
he,
run a lot of he used to run a lot from a lot of things, but his mama biscuits. See, if we put his mama's biscuits with right now is Alexis in front of him, we need Alexis to ask about the baby mama. Now, if he run from Alexis too, we got a whole problem. But if he actually answers her, it just might be certain energies that he come across that he just a little fearful avoid it.
well, if he paid attention to Martin, then Tommy would have given him all the excuses he needed to get out of this. Because Tommy had them lines. Tommy had them lines.
He did. He did. And he also paid attention to Martin. He'd have known that some women like Pam is gonna keep prying until they get the answer.
Which Lamar found out April is a whole lot like Pam.
Whew. She a whole lot like Lamar too, just
She
not
is
freaky.
in the
But the energy,
conversation.
yeah, the
Mhm.
energy is a lot alike. Like they are definitely a take me as I am type people. Okay, they are. I'm this and deal with it. And so, yes, they were always going to clash, them too. But she was clashing with a lot of the men. It was just, okay, so we're on April. So her thing that bothered me a lot is that me particularly, that what is this interview style line of questioning, that rapid fire questioning, that's very off putting. Even as a friend or just like a woman getting to know you, I would be annoyed by you just constantly shooting off questions at me. And there's like no conversation in between any of the questions. It's like, do you actually want to get to know me, or you just want to see if I qualify for something? And how Lamar put it, it was like if she was getting for a job, she would be hired. And that's how she's coming into these things, like it's a job. Being with her is a job.
As a reformed April, I used to be leading with this is my qualifications, this is my value, this is my worth, I am worthy, and I need you to see this because someone else has presented me with a document saying that. And she can get away from that, but she has her value in her education, where she is in her life and in her work. And I have to say, I used to be April. I used to lead with that when dating. And even though dating should not be looked at as a job interview, you are looking to fill the position of somebody's mate and spouse. And I know where she's coming from. She should have watched Ready to Love before, because it shows that this does not work with the men and with the people. But I understand what April, like, let's get this out of the way. This is my education. This is where I am in my life with my work. But she missed the interaction of the getting to know you apart from your credentials.
What's my movie? The Blind, not the Blind Side, with Denzel Washington and the team. It was based off the true story of the football team.
Remember the Titans?
Remember the Titans. It gives me the scene where they was just like, okay, let's get some particulars.
Yep.
I don't really care about you. I'm just here because these people told me to show up and I got a job to do. That's what it's given. And unfortunately for her, it raid across with the men the same way. And I'm like, if this is how you're going around in the real world with people, it's a little off-putting. So I have a question to that. Since this is kind of like your history, what looking back, what do you think was causing you to move in such a manner?
Because that's where I placed my value on. I have my education, and my job placed my value on there. And I was validated at my job. I was validated with, rising. I was validated by the people around me. So it's like that is your Olympic gold medal. It's like, look at
Mhm.
it. I want a medal. So it's like you want people to put that as your value and see you as such. But at some point, April will understand, and I think she'll get there, is you have to sit back and let the person tell you what they value. Let them ask, because your education mean nothing to them. But how you present yourself, how you interact with your family, that may be more. Let the man ask what he wishes to know, and that tells you what he places value on.
How did you realize that that's what you were doing in a way, or like did something happen till you realize, oh, this method is not working, or did somebody actually tell you, hey, this is how you come across?
Well, I was playing too, not to win.
She's like, I just love the sport.
I was
I'm in rec. I'm in rec every week.
I was playing the sport. But the the thing is that when you when you realize how you interact with your friends versus how you interact with a mate is different, because your friends really don't care about your credentials.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends gonna congratulate you. Hey girl, yeah, we can't go out because you're studying. Okay, good. But you don't have to lead, and you probably did not lead with your credentials with your friends or new friends after the credentials. So look at it the same way with a mate. You're not going to lead with credentials. He may find it fascinating, or he may run, because guess what, girl? You got student loan debt, and I ain't trying to hear it. Let him pull it out of you. Let him
Mm-hmm.
find out, okay, did you go to school? Oh, where'd you go? What's your alma mater? Because that means something to him. If it don't, it really don't.
I think that's a good, that last thing you just said, let him lead, because that's what he's supposed to be doing anyway as a man, right? Is that's what we say we want. We want, most of us say we want a man to lead. So let him lead in that department of finding out, or letting him lead in the department of telling you the values he is looking for in a woman, what he values, and see if you qualify there and cross examine. You get your opportunity too. You don't just got to be like, oh, he's looking for me and I'm not looking for him, and but we're going to settle. No, 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 no. We're looking for each other. So if we are not finding each other, yeah. So
And what you would have to ask then is, you then could lead the conversation of saying, well, did you go to college? Or what is your alma mater?
mhm.
And he may not have a degree of any kind. That does not devalue the man. But then it could totally turn the conversation, because sometimes hitting with all your degrees could make him pull back. It's like, wait a minute, I don't have a degree, but she may not see value in me because I don't. I know tons of people without degrees that are still able to climb and be successful in a corporate, or they're in an entrepreneur sessions. But it's like, you don't have to lead with your degrees,
Right.
and quite frankly, I've got degrees of the yin yang. My husband got 1 semester in college.
You can let us both borrow some. Cause I ain't trying to get no more. I ain't trying to get no more. I might go get one more. I just thought about it. I might want one more, but yeah.
He's but he's the one pushing me to go further and do more. And I'm like, no,
Mhm.
I'm good where I am. But that does not devalue him at all. But it's, again, I never was dating in a realm of, I need a man to have the same or higher degree than I do. I wasn't in that realm. That did not define your value. And I guess it's because I'm the first person in my family, in my branch of the family, to obtain a college degree.
Mhm.
So it was of value, but it was not the value for,
So is it safe to
a
say
mate.
that maybe she's kind of leading in fear with some things, fear of trusting somebody else to be in leadership role for her?
Possibly. I would like to ask her how many men around her, family wise or otherwise, have degrees or do not, and watch her kind of value them in her mind, those who don't have a degree. Because for many of us, our grandparents didn't have a degree, our
Right.
parents didn't have a degree, but they made it work. They were successful in their life. Many of them owned homes. So, but I think it is an accomplishment that she has. It is a wonderful accomplishment, but that accomplishment is for your career, and your career is not that man.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I think she just needed to soften up a little bit more. But I understand, like, sometimes when you don't have nothing in front of you to soften up for, you're not going to feel a reason to do it or whatnot. I wasn't expecting her to be so uh oh all alcohol. My baby, she came in like Everclear. She was 190 proof, baby. You getting this moonshine, boo boo, because ain't nothing smooth about this. All right. My girl
Me-
was like straight no chase.
Right, she's in Texas talking to men. Ask them, Cowboys or Texans.
That's it. You ain't got no options. Pick one. Let's go. 5 seconds on the clock. You're down to one.
Yeah, we are in the red zone.
My baby was a moonshine, y'all. I'm sorry. She was the moonshine. She was straight out the barrel. Okay. That first
Ooh,
glass, they hit your chest real hard, nice and warm on the inside. Okay. Don't go down easy. All right. But it get the job done. Woo. My girl, April, was like, and deuces to you all. Because I don't want none of you. What she called? Girl, I didn't even write down what she called the. Wait, did I write down what she called the man? I'm glad I didn't write it down, okay? But she said she was a boss bitch and she cannot be held. Okay?
but let us also admire. I love the shoulder of that green dress. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah. Oh no, she has some outfits on. Cause the
Oh
little the little
yes,
the little fuchsia hot
short.
pink shorts.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm.
Them look nice and comfortable to baby. Mm-hmm. I was like, I'm telling you, I think it was her shoes. I think it was her shoes I seen. I think it was her. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again. But whew, my baby was in there rough. Hey Sean. My baby was in there real rough. I was like, baby, okay. I listen, I knew Koshia was gonna be a problem. I kind of felt a little bit of edge with April last week when we first met her. I felt a little something like she was a little rough around the edge, she a little hard. And I don't mean that in a masculine type way. Just like she just got a wall, and she's not to be played with. So, and I mean, she's dealing with some of the foolishness of some people. So I can kind of get it. You got Jonathan running from all the questions. You got Lamar just won't get off of his sexual prowess. Uh,
Alfonso,
Alfonso
we'll get to.
being the Alfonso, like it was a lot of energy, and she just had no tolerance for it. So,
So let's start with her with the bowling date. Jonathan, Alexis, Koshia, Alfonso. The girls win.
baby, my girls said they were competitive. I'm waiting to see how this plays out, which we see in next week how this is already playing out between the same two that said they was competitive. I said as soon as they both said they was competitive, I said, "Oh Lord, oh Lord, we going downhill, baby. This is about to be queen of the court." Okay, these two ladies right here. Okay, I'm gonna stay focused on this week though.
The girls win the
Mm-hmm.
bowling match, though we didn't see the score. We just have to take their word that they won.
Mm-hmm.
I have, I like the fact that they decided to, there was no schmoozing for a win. But Jonathan was in good fun. He did the chicken dance. Alfonso,
I give him the win on the chicken dance because
he was in yellow though. He came ready.
he my little big bird. Since we giving these cartoon references, we giving the Barney references and stuff. Now my little big bird. Hey Jonathan, hey boo.
Girl, William got you on these cartoon references.
But he did the thing, and I appreciate him for being a good sport. At least I like that. I was glad he was a good sport. Alonzo likes to throw the curveballs, as he says.
But Koshia did warn him, and I would like to know the bowling day came early, and she said communication and comprehension are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
She said it at the bowling date because she said something like, I can't be flapping my gums and you don't understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But he's like in that instance with Alfonso and Koshia, he did sound like Lamar kind of throwing out stuff for shock value. If we had a pregnancy scare. Is that a question? Is that a dating question?
I was like, how did we get there? Even if it's for shock value, what are we talking about? If we had a pregnancy scare, why are we caring? Like what? There's a whole bunch of things that can happen before we have sex.
I do agree with Sean's comment. Her Did she mush Jonathan or was it Alfonso?
I
I
feel
thought
like
she mushed Alfonso.
I thought it was Alfonso, but
Yeah. I was put off by that. I'm like, really? We can't be that competitive that we put our hands on somebody.
yeah, I don't remember who it was she did, but yeah, she a little hands on. She a little hands on like Lamar said he want to be.
Mm.
But yeah, her conversations with both. I mean, like, okay, so that this week, because I told you this why I had a headache because it was going all over the place. Now this week was supposed to be about love languages and stuff, and she said her quality time was love language. Okay, that was one of her quality time. Most of the women here tonight gave love quality time as a love language. Jonathan said he works 6 days a week, so I immediately feel like she written him off soon as he said that because the conversation went flat right after that.
But she couldn't define quality time. It's like Mr. I just lost his name. I hate to say Mr. Nutcracker, the one who was eliminated the
Delmonte.
first Demonte. Like you couldn't explain the tattoo. It's like, okay, you say one of your love languages is quality time. You have to be able to define the language if you wish that man to translate it and tell it and give it to you.
I did, what I don't understand is this has happened a few times in this episode that when people are asked to define or elaborate on something, they have no words to do that with. They can't seem to give examples of things. And I'm just like, well, what is it? How hard? If I want to say my thing is quality time, we'll define quality time. Oh, hanging out, laying around with my man, spending the days going grocery shopping. Uh, there's lots of things that I can sit there and say quality time is. Granted, he may work 6 days a week, and I might just heard him say that, and in my mind, I might be like, "Oh, damn, he's not gonna have time for me."
He's
But
not.
something I might say might make him say, and future wise, if I decide to choose her, I like these things that she says she's doing. I like to take vacations. Quality time is taking vacations with me. Quality time sometimes is sitting on the phone talking to me for some hours while you're at work. Quality time might be sending me a couple of texts throughout the day just to remind me that you're thinking of me. Quality time comes into a lot of different ways. So if you can express to this man, not saying that you still have to choose him at the end of the day, but if you can express to this man what it looks like, that gives him room to sit there and say, will I make quality time for her?
It's going to be hard for him with it being a family business and doing it 6 days a week, like any entrepreneur trying to, keep a business going. But you have to be able to translate and communicate your love language to that person.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to.
And it shouldn't be that hard. It shouldn't be that hard if that's your love language. Like quality time is one of my love languages. So it's not that hard for me to sit here and say, hey, these are the things that I like doing. I like being at home with my man a couple of hours out the day. Not all day, but a couple of hours out the day. Listen, I don't need endless quality time. I need some quality time.
I need to miss you a bit.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit.
Not next room, a little bit. It's like you could go run an errand, little bit.
Please leave the house. Go to work. Please come back. No, but I mean, it's just define it. That's all. Just define it for people when they saying it. The thing is, we still are within a game. We're not in the real world. We are still within a game show of it all. And being that said, that each week these men or women still have the power. So pleasantry goes a long way, regardless if I find that you're checking more of my no boxes. At the end of the day, I might not want to make more friends, but I do not have to write you all the way off, because somewhere down the line, you could still be a connection for something.
You could just be a vote.
There's a way to coexist with people in the world without just being nasty. I don't have to be your best friend. I don't have to be like, if I feel like if you're not actually being nasty to me, I don't have to be nasty to you. If we
You're
don't
not
mess
worth.
with each other, we just don't mess with each other. If I don't like you, I don't talk about you. I move on.
You're not worth my time
No.
or
And
energy
so
or brain cells.
it's wild.
But Alexis and Jonathan seemed she had more. Alexis had more of a definition for her quality time. It was a bit, as she said, fairy tale-ish. Um, but I wonder if Jonathan crossed her out with all of that, because he's at the family business 6 days a week. He can't do picnics in the park.
He didn't though. See, that's what I'm saying. He didn't cross her out because that was his top.
You know what? She is a referee, so I wonder if she travels.
I don't know. She never mentioned what age group basketball she referees. So there, I mean, I'm granted if she's even doing high school, there's a bit of traveling that she's going through, especially in Dallas. because the teams are not, Dallas is kind of big. So depends on the area and who she's signed up with. Because I know when I refereed, well, I did umpire Little League Baseball. So I was out far from my community, like from my own home doing it. So yeah,
But,
I don't know.
but here come the feet talk again. I mean, this is the feet season. Here come
These
the
are
feet
feet
talk
freaks.
again. You know,
They
it,
my
it
feet freaks. My big bird is a feet freak, okay? Hey, big
every
bird.
time every time they talk about it, I think of the scene in Pulp Fiction, with Vincent, and they're talking about, you know, the feet massage technique, and I'm like, y'all. But
But
Alexis,
Alexis was not put off by it.
she went further.
Hmm. And she was like, I got some pretty feet, so you can go ahead and hold these, baby.
Hold them, rub them.
She was okay with him saying he put them in his mouth and everything. She was like, "Oh, okay, okay." I mean, if she was put off, we couldn't tell, and that's what that right there is something. Her and Patricia got that pretty good. Her, Patricia, and Maya got that really good at if they got great poker faces when it comes to dating. If they're put off by something, you'll never know. Like clearly, Lamar does not know. Poor Lamar.
But Lamar's a coach. He's a coach and a DJ. He's
Well,
supposed
he
to be
can't
able to
read the
read the
plays.
room.
He can't read the plays, baby. He he got to see. He catches the second foul. Okay, he don't catch the first foul. He catches the second all the time. All right, you gotta put him on like ref. Please watch him. Please watch this player over here because they doing little stuff. You got to let him know, and then he'll catch it. He's not gonna catch it on his own. So there'll be a lot of plays that you can get by with Lamar on the court. Okay. If y'all listening out there and y'all want to do some undercover stuff on the team, like poke a person in the back, get them off their square or whatever, you could do a lot of things. Lamar is not going to catch it. But if the other team tells on you, he going to be watching. I'm just saying. I'm just letting y'all know how to get. I know how to get away with the refs, and I also know how to get the refs on my side. So I'm just letting y'all know if it got any high school players up in here and that's y'all referee or your coach.
Well, let's use Lamar to jump off to the painting date. Lamar, William, Vanessa, Patrice. I like that painting date.
I did too. You know what? I got pour paintings. I was gonna show you. I forgot, but they over there because I do pour painting. When I had my surgery, I started doing pour paintings. I love this date. However, only 3 of the 4 seem to enjoy it.
3 of the 4 actually know what's going on.
3 of the 4 could read the room. The fourth one was too busy trying to do the hands-on part of the painting on a different canvas.
Vanessa, bless her heart, that age gap between her children, I couldn't do it, girl. Ooh, bless her heart. But she and William seem to mesh on the fact that they both have boys. They both have boys. I can't remember if he mentioned the age group of his boys in relation to hers.
No, I think I got it for the first week though. I think he said it the first week. Let me check.
But they both were able to verbally tell the other what they're looking for, what qualities they're looking for in their significant other.
No, I don't have it. Just 3 boys and two BMs. 3 boys, 2 BMs. Yeah.
Yeah. He has
Um,
3 boys, she has 2.
do we? Okay, I'm gonna save this question for later.
Okay.
Um,
We'll answer later, Miss Pretty Amazing.
we'll answer that later because we'll answer that at the end because it is kind of interesting. It's quite interesting this season right now. Because I did have some thoughts on that too. Yeah, William had great conversation with the ladies. He's being very intentional. I'm giving him very intentional right now. He's definitely looking for a match if he finds one. Um,
We find out he's also a truck driver like Patrice.
Mm-hmm. So he do the diesels and stuff. They connected on that. I did like the conversation that he was having with Patrice, but I was getting the body language is still not so like she's being polite, but she's not totally in on him just yet.
Now, here's one thing I found very interesting with Patrice, and I liked it. She has the piercings as the eyes of the tattoo on her shoulder. That was
Mm-hmm.
very nice and interesting to me. I'd never seen that before.
You like the dermal tats? I've seen people that do that. They do it on a lot of times on like tigers and those type of things.
Right, right. I couldn't. It looked like a dragonfly to me. I couldn't see the whole thing, but I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh, Patrice. Okay.
But baby, I give you credit. You get them dermal. I be watching some get them skin piercings, and I'm just like, oh,
No, no, I didn't say I can do it. I can see
I know,
things that
no,
look
no, no.
beautiful on her. Not me.
They some people say it don't hurt, and a lot of people like I like I say I have plenty tattoos. I've had some piercings as well. Interesting enough, some tattoos didn't bother me. Some places got a little tricky or whatnot because it's certain nerves. Where I'm the opposite of most people. Most people say closer to their spine, it bothered them. More on my fatty areas, it bothered me. But people have different pain tolerances, and she might have a high one. Okay, mommy might have a nice high one, but listen, she out here still ready to have some people babies. So she okay
But
with me.
but she does not want your painted hands on her.
I'm not mad at that. And she politely, like dismissed the conversation, like, sir, she was not, I like about it, she wasn't rude. Granted, I feel like she needed to be a little bit more stern because he just was not getting a hint. However, she was not rude enough to just cross him out because I think what she does pick up, which Lamar, you are not picking up, is that she understands you just cross people off really fast. So real quick, she picked up on if I say the wrong thing to this man, he gonna check me off his list. I need to stay in this game. So let me just go ahead and just whisper sweet nothings to him, a little sweet nothing.
Yeah, but I brought God up to kind of throw him off, and he
Child, what this
still.
man say? I like that she gives God because God knows. Maybe Lamar would listen, y'all local bartender will be drinking on the job because Lamar would have me for real taking back shots, listening to this foolishness. He is not bad as Jafar.
Mm,
However,
mm.
this man is out of control.
Well, at least he did say he would like to, place his hands upon her. He did not reach out and touch her, you know. But, at least he's letting his intentions be known. We're going to the nude beach for the first date, and I want to put my painted hands on you. He's letting the ladies he likes know that he's interested.
Well, I mean, he also letting the ladies he don't like know he ain't interested. So Lamar gonna let you know one way or the other. Transparency is not his problem. Honesty is not his problem. Okay, his problem is too honest and too transparent. Okay.
He needs a little smoothing out. He needs a little smoothing out.
Oh, he need a little zipper. Just because he's a good looking man. He's actually a good looking man, but it's just this is when we talk about ladies find you attractive until you open your mouth. And I know it kind of goes both ways, but a lot of times this is what ladies deal with is like they find a man attractive. And you always hear that saying that a lady knows that she'll sleep with you until you start talking. He talk himself out of a lot of things he's trying to talk himself into. I'm like, sir, if you talk less
You
and
get
stop
more.
having to be this big old personality all the time and do the shock value thing. You know what? Something about that is like we had to deal with that with Ashley on Making the Move. The big personality is overwhelming and it gets tiring even for another big personality because two big personalities can't be together because they're always fighting for that spotlight. And then somebody that's not such of a big personality, they'll tolerate it, but a lot of times they're annoyed. They're secretly, quietly annoyed. And most of the times people with these type of personalities can't read the room correctly, or they just choose not to, because they kind of have that I don't care what people think about me attitude. But that's always still a problem, and people get tired of you so fast.
But what is he hiding? He's hiding something. He's defensive when you ask about his relationships. He is hiding, I want to say, his true personality, but we barely scratched the surface on Lamar. It's just shock value, shock value, shock value. There's no depth.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Sean, thank you for joining us.
Oh, you got it. What's going on, Jay? What's up, Elsid?
Hey, what's up?
Nothing. We just talking about the date with Lamar, Patrice, Vanessa, and William at the pour painting. You got any thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, my guy Lamar, and I'm using the term "my guy" very loosely, but I don't understand. It's like, why you got to push the boundaries? Like, why does he always have to make it about something sexual? Like,
No, you're breaking up just a tad bit. You still there with us?
So let me know if you can't hear me.
Yeah, you back.
I can hear you again.
Oh, okay. So I was moving in and out of Wi-Fi. Yeah, no, I was saying, I thought the dates were good, and just that was a good way for people to get to know each other. Good little activity. I think, what's the dude, the tall guy? Is his name Will or William?
The comedian William?
Yeah. I was impressed by the way he handled the ladies. He had good conversation. He was, vibing with
Maya.
who was it? Was it Maya with Patrice? Yeah, and Vanessa. So I gotta shout him out, because the rest of the fellas, they just, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed in the just lack of respect. You know what I mean? Like, I think you can want one thing, right? But at least, pretend a little bit. Have some finesse.
No
But
romance.
I mean, it's like not even, it's like they're not even being charming. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the way he was talking to her about the paint, it's like he could not. And I think Koshia said this in another instance, but I think it applies here with, like, he just wasn't reading the room, because she like stopped and she looked at him, and he still kept going. And then she started talking about God and wanting a God-fearing man. And then he was like, I'm right with you. And then he pivoted the conversation right back to sex.
What'd he say? He was like, I want to jump your bones.
Yeah, I was like, bro, what do you, it's like, you barely know her. Like, let her, get to know you first and be intrigued.
He definitely was not reading the room, because he said God knows what he wants to do. Right. But I was like, does Patricia, I mean, clearly Patricia know what you want to do, but does she want to do what you want to do?
Exactly. And I'm just saying, like, does this approach work for him? Like, in the regular dating world, like, if he was just like out there in the world, not on camera, does this stuff work? I'm just wondering.
It works for the short term. The short-term game. It can work for the short-term games, because you can catch people that's on what you're on for that moment. But for actual relationship, no, this will not work. Because I don't think anybody that's looking for actual relationship would take this conversation serious, because everything is about one thing. It's not about getting to know me or getting to understanding with me to even go there with you.
Right.
It's more so of, how fast can I get you in the bedroom? How open are you with me to do freaky things to you? Can I see you naked? Can I put my hands on you? Can I? it's always something of that sort, and nothing that is actually of who are you as a person, what's your character, what are your morals, what are your values.
Yeah, I'm just his dating process, and I'm a guy. It's like, bro, he sat in front of Mika, and he didn't even try. I guess maybe he just didn't even care because he knew it was a men's, men had the power to eliminate. When she said she didn't want any kids, he didn't even, have a conversation with her at least.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, especially if half the time it seems like he's on foolishness anyway. So you wouldn't want to even just get to know her.
Sean, what
She's
I
a
said
she's a beautiful woman. Like you wouldn't even just want to have a conversation.
Right.
what I said earlier, Sean, was it sounds like he's trying to kind of bring them down to size. They're beautiful women and probably used to men approaching them in a more softer tone. So I don't know if he's just trying to kind of like, hey, not everybody thinks, not everybody's going to fawn all over you.
Now, Sean, I want to ask you a question in that regards with Mika, because
Uh-huh.
I know you're in a space where you do want to have children still,
Right.
and you was to have that encounter with her, and she gives you that same answer.
Hmm.
How would you ease your way out of that situation?
I would say, hey, listen, I do want kids as well. What, I would ask like questions, like, hey, what, how did you come to the choice, or what makes you not want to have kids anymore? Just to have a conversation with her. I
Hmm.
wouldn't try to convince her otherwise, because I don't think that's wise to do, or try to like push her romantic interest. But I would just ask her why, and then, wherever the conversation may go based on her answers, you know, but I would say, then I would tell her, well, hey, listen, I really, for me, having kids is very important, but who knows where our journey might bring us. I would love for us to keep talking, you know?
Hmm. Yeah. You got any thoughts on Jonathan? Because I know we had like Jonathan and April was like the last date that we had, but what are your overall thoughts on Jonathan, Sean?
Yeah, I mean, I could see why he was defensive, because getting pressed like that by, two ladies is, can be a little off-putting. So I can understand why he probably didn't like being like drilled down like that. But I wouldn't have shut down the conversation. I would probably, if he felt like, I don't know why y'all are more interested in my ex, say, well, what is there a concern? You know, do y'all think that I'm going back there, or try to understand why they're asking those questions. And then I would say, well, hey, listen, that's not something that I'm looking to revisit, and we have a good co-parenting relationship. Like
Hmm.
we've learned how to manage and co-parent, and that's where we stand. And I'm looking forward. I'm looking to move forward.
I found it interesting that he, after April explained how her husband had lacked self control, and it kind of made her a bit insecure to where she became over analytical. A lot of things that was happening that he didn't pick up on that and just jump to the conclusion. I don't know why they just keep asking me. We already had this conversation. The ladies keep asking me about this past, and it's like what we're looking for is that security to know you're done.
Yeah, I think that's so. I think, you know what I mean. I don't think what they were asking was so crazy. You know, I just feel like the way that I would empathize with them is tough when you have two, you got two ladies asking you the same thing at the same time, right?
Mhm.
And it's kind of like they already have a narrative built, and they're kind of like ping ponging off each other. So, I heard a little bit of what you guys were saying before in terms of, maybe his difficulty in answering questions, or not liking to be questioned, or whatever that may be. And I think maybe that's what caused him to shut down, because he seemed pretty reasonable, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know what kind of drove him to be so defensive or like shut down, and instead of just taking it head on, if unless there's something really there.
I will
Yeah.
give Jonathan a few points. he did, remember her drink and had her drink there waiting for her.
I wrote that down on my notes too. He had chivalry and initiative. He pulled out the chair, had the drink ready for her. So that, I mean, that was the good points of it. But I'm just like, buddy, this is the one-on-one time. Now you're not with both ladies. The same question did come back up because with both ladies, you never really addressed it. Now she's feeling like one-on-one, and April is a little hard. I do understand. We had this whole talk. Is mommy?
I commiserate with April.
Well, maybe you can reach out and coach her a little bit. We're going forward.
I don't think I have the PhD required for that, but I think April just handled the situation differently. That's all. And yes, she did ask the question again, and maybe if I think for the ladies in the next season or whatever, if the man doesn't answer the question well the first time on camera, don't bring it up on camera again. Ask him off camera. And if you don't like the answer, that way you ain't got to see his face, he ain't got to see yours, and you could just file it away. You are here to play a game. I'm sorry. You are here to play a game.
Well, or just find a nicer, more roundabout way of getting to that question. You don't have, it's not the same direct question over again. So let's go back to you and your baby mama. That
what is your co-parenting style?
What I also thought she was rude about her response when he pushed back on her, and she said, because I want to know.
Yeah,
it's like no. With all your degrees, you should understand that he's uncomfortable, and you should be able to explore better. Hey, listen, if we're going to enter into a dating relationship, I just want to make sure that that chapter is closed so that we can begin a new chapter together. Not just be so direct with somebody that you're just meeting and you're trying to find out something about. And she's just like, well, if I want to know, I'm going to ask. Well, no, we've seen how that didn't work well when the men asked women questions that were inappropriate, right? So you don't get to just ask anybody anything you want to ask them without them letting you know, hey, that might be something they're uncomfortable about, or exploring more, a different way to ask the question to get the information. So that part I definitely didn't like.
Mm-hmm. I know it. So yeah, well, we already know how that worked out. But one last couple, we got to sneak up in there real quick before we get to the elimination process. Latrice and LaRon. I thought this date was going to go. Yes, baby. I thought this date was going to go a lot better than this because these two personalities are pretty, like, upbeat, outgoing, a little, good energy, positive with the both. But baby, that catfish had LaRon in the chokehold, baby. And listen, in all fairness, he did come up on Sabrina channel the other night and he explained the situation with the catfish. So the catfish this date apparently happened after his initial meeting with the second group. He's in the second group. So after they met for their initial icebreaker, he went immediately on this date with her. So he said he'd been drinking all day. He hadn't eaten. And baby, I ain't gonna lie, that catfish on top of all them chips the way it was.
He didn't even wait for the utensils. He didn't even use the utensils. It was fingers first.
Yeah, I mean, I love myself a good piece of catfish, but the way it was stacked on top of those chips, that's too much fried for me.
I love every bit of that.
I would have need a little bit of. I would have need some separation because it just felt like I'm just gonna be eating oil. But the catfish looked good. It definitely looked good. It didn't look greasy, but the way, and I mean, she kind of alluded to it, like trying to talk to him, and he was like, "You want to wrap this up to go? You want to take this to go?"
He was like, "You want a piece? You want to take yours to go? Oh, well, I'm gonna finish this."
I mean, he had his paws all in the plate. I'm like, bro.
That man said he was saucy. He was saucy and he was hungry. Okay, they fed him alcohol all day, and he was ready to eat. Baby, he could not wait.
Well, Patrice looked lovely in that pink dress. She looked very lovely. But I'm sorry, I am not ordering turkey neck bones on a date.
He did question that too. He was like, neck bones.
Because does she know what you look like when you're eating turkey neck bones?
Yeah, she didn't like him. I don't think she liked him because if you like me, you're not gonna eat no neck bones out on a date with me. I mean, that is not a that is not. There's nothing sexy about that at
It's
all.
hard to pick.
It's hard to pick it apart. You technically you can't really eat it with a fork and a knife. You gotta like slop it. I mean, I guess maybe if you get to slurping, hey, maybe that could, but still, turkey neck bone is not something seductive. You can get a rib and slop that down, and I might, that might, get me to looking, but
That's why she
not a
took it
neck
home,
bone.
Shrine. That's why she's like, let me pack mine up. I'm gonna eat the greens here, but
Take these neck
But
bones
then the
home.
greens have onions and garlic, so that definitely tells me
maybe
you ain't even trying to kiss me.
listen, maybe she ate the mac and cheese, took the greens home, because see, I would want to chop the neck bone all up in my greens, you know what I'm saying? Break it all
Look,
down, get that
I've
cornbread
never
going,
seen
baby.
somebody eat neck bones as the entree though, like the core. I just
My mama.
it's like inside something.
My mama, baby, the whole gristle will be gone.
But Jay, our parents perhaps, but
I
like
ain't seen nobody on a date. My mama was never on a date doing it, but
exactly.
This is a lovely young
Exactly.
lady in a delicate pink dress. It did not scream sucking on turkey neck bones.
Exactly. When I tell you my mind was blown, I said, I had to watch it again. I said, there's no way this woman just said she's going to eat it. She ordered neck bones.
I'm really surprised that the
She's
whole
playing with
restaurant's
us.
selling neck bones like this, because I'm like, baby, just throw them in my greens. Just cook it down in my greens.
Exactly.
Give me
You
the
put
greens with the
those in a
meat.
stew or something else or some greens, then we talking. But she wanted the whole, or this is what you do. She could have got like a little salad or like a couple of the appetizers and ordered the neck bones to go. That way we don't have to
Mm-hmm.
know about that, you know?
I say I want to know about your neck bones, baby. Woo. But listen, Gucci Man said something about a lady with a neck bone. So there, don't put that out there, okay? Okay.
My
But yeah,
question with their date too was it seems like a recurrent theme that the men just don't want to talk too much about past relationships.
yeah. But he didn't. I don't know if LeBron didn't want to talk or he was just too hungry to talk. He might have just been too. If she would have waited till after he finished the fish, we might have got some conversation.
He was fingers deep into that catfish. Now it's got to be if I go to DFW, I'm gonna have to replay and find out which restaurant this is to
Oh, he
see it.
said it on Sabrina's channel. I can't remember the name right now though. He
Now,
did
if
say
it's
this
one
one.
thing about Dallas, they got some good food, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's some places for you to eat. Dallas, I mean Texas in general, but Dallas and also
Oh yeah.
Houston. Oh
Yeah.
man, the
Oh heck yeah.
food.
When I used to travel to Dallas, when I used to eat red meat as well, I used to have a bison burger. That was the best place to have it in Dallas.
Oh yeah. You get any fresh meat out there. Like
Mm.
when it comes to meat, seafood, you want to be New Orleans, Miami, maybe out here in Cali, near some ocean. But when it comes to meat, Texas is your place to be, baby. Okay, except for the brisket. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Some of y'all be trying to act like your brisket is the best, but it be a little dry, people. People in Texas, it be a little dry.
Tennessee too.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know what? I think what might have been emblematic with this date and the food is the fact that they both really just didn't like each other. I
Yeah.
think if he couldn't separate himself from the food and she's ordering neck bones, they both was just being cordial and pleasant with each other because the way they were carrying on, and
But
she tried.
she did try because she came in saying that, and I agree with her. It was like he got a cute, just like young, innocent type face or whatnot. So she was trying, but he was hungry.
But he
Well,
did pay
listen,
attention.
Jay, you tell me, when you say a guy has a cute baby face, that's not getting your engine roaring, okay?
Well, it depends on how that baby face is set up. It can get them engines revving, okay. LeBron got a nice face, okay?
No,
LeBron
no,
got a
no.
nice innocent
I'm
face.
not saying that he's on a.
No,
Somebody
no,
could
no.
be
I'm not saying
attractive.
I'm not saying that don't think he's not attractive enough for me like that. I'm saying like he's got a nice look to him. I like his look. Oh, whatnot.
Much better than Will, who is another
Mm-hmm.
baby face
Yeah,
contestant.
he's a more grown baby face in a way. Like I can't describe it. It's like I look when I see LeBron, I see teddy bear. And if you know me, I like me a good bear. Like so it's just like LeBron got that teddy bear face. But also what I know with LeBron, he like them type of faces, they be a little tricky because they look innocent, but they be a whole mess. They be a whole fool. So
But he did pay attention and he noticed that she was not into the fact or how he described he's in these streets from Wednesday to Sunday.
I know. He told her.
But he noticed it. He's like, that ain't gonna fly with Patrice.
Mm-mm. But what's gonna fly with somebody when you sit there and say, "I'm just looking for something to get me out these streets"? I'm not really trying to leave them though.
That means they have to be more exciting than the streets.
That's too much. That's too much pressure. Because I got to compete with everything that's in the streets. I'm not just competing with women. I'm competing with the drinks, the entertainment, the food. Clearly, the food. It's just too much to compete with in the streets. Trust me, the streets is the streets for the reason.
That lady has got to be able to catch the catfish, clean it, and fry it for him to come out them streets.
Baby, how
There's nobody. It's no. If somebody is not ready to get out of the streets, they're not going to be out of the streets.
Thank
I
you.
don't care how fine the woman is. I don't care how much she does, because we've seen it time and time again. You know what I mean? Like when a guy's not ready to settle down and relax, he's not going to relax because you become accustomed to the attention. You like all everything that comes with it. So and he sounded like he still wasn't ready. So you either need to find someone that's comfortable with you being out and about.
We needed to put
And
him on, make a move.
where he's not moving nowhere.
He ain't that. Neither wasn't people, but Houston ain't that far from Dallas. So, because clearly he need to be with Vern, because the streets be calling them both.
He's too young for Vern.
Child, they could both be in the streets though, looking for the other people together.
Maybe there could be a making a move Dallas edition where the men are the focus and he could be one of the primary contestants.
Child, he gonna have them people out in the streets all the time. If you thought Cameron had them out in the streets.
No, he would have the streets in the house.
He gonna get them locked out, baby. He gonna have them locked out. Don't let Sharice baby back on there. The doors is gonna be locked.
It's LaRon a DJ? Like what's his career again?
I thought Lamar was a DJ. LaRon did something where he's business for 4 days or 10-hour shifts for 3 days or something like that.
But he said he's not in the
operator.
He doesn't work in the party or catering scene.
Yeah, he got
just
they
there.
got him down for system operator, whatever.
Oh, okay.
From streets are just calling.
Monday through Tuesday, I guess from Sunday. No, because he in the streets from Wednesday through Sunday. So from Monday and Tuesday, he working 2 24-hour shifts. And then the rest of the week, he partying.
Okay. And he's young, though, because he's what, 30, 32, something like that?
They got him 41.
No, LaRon? I thought he was 30 on the thing.
41.
On the screen, it said 30.
On the website, it say 40-something.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree with the 30-something age.
Well, he acts.
Give me 30-something in the face.
And his behavior is, he still seems like a young man, still, out here having a good time.
Well, he definitely out here having a good time because Wednesday through Sunday, that's a lot of days.
That's a lot. I don't think nobody 40. I mean, listen, is it possible? I'm sure there are. But Wednesday to Sunday?
I mean, I'll be in the streets, but it'd be like grocery shopping.
Jay. Me too.
It'd be a
Me
stop
too.
at Starbucks,
I can run my errands. I can do
and then
all
I'd
of
be
that.
stressed.
Exactly.
Guys, there's food delivery service. There's grocery delivery service.
I know, but
I
I gotta
mean,
get out the
listen,
house.
I get that too. I get Walmart delivered to me. I get my groceries
Hmm.
delivered. There's Amazon. But sometimes you
Amazon
just want
stay
to
at
get
this
out.
house.
You just want to get out or something very specific you want. You're missing eggs, so you run out and get some eggs.
Yep, and then I remember why I don't like being out.
Yep. Or I like to go to the
Exactly.
supermarket late so you don't have to run into anybody,
Ooh.
because sometimes I get in my mood. I don't feel like being bothered, and I'll hide behind the aisle so I don't have to say hello.
No, that's so hiding behind produce.
I'll stay in the bread aisle extra longer.
Not you telling them
Oh,
hurry up and check out. Damn. Just get your shit and go.
And then when you go to self checkout, it's so open. So then you just kind of hang back in the cut. You're like, all right, are they done? They're done. Okay.
Sean, that's why you do pickup or delivery.
Nah, they don't be getting my stuff right. Said I gotta go get my stuff real quick. I gotta put
Oh no,
hands.
when they don't get it right, they do make it right, and they make it all the way right out here in
I need
Georgia.
it right now. I'm like
You
LeBron.
know,
I'm Lamar when it comes to that. I need hands on when it comes to my food. I needs to
I'm
be there picking it out
I'm
myself.
patient. I'm patient. They will get it right, or when they get it wrong, it's usually in my favor.
Well, see, I'll say that's because you don't get specific with those kind of things. But certain meat, I want to look at it. I
Hmm.
want to see, vegetables. If I'm getting fresh produce, I want to see it, pick it,
I
touch
do
it,
all
smell
of
it,
that. Yes, I do
slap it
all
up,
of that,
flip it, rub
Sean.
it down.
And-
Uh-oh, the spirit
Is
of
that gonna
Lamar
show?
took
I'm
over.
with you
The
on it.
spirit of
I'm
Lamar
with
took
you.
over.
well, here's the thing: if it's not up to par, I return it, and they make it
Yeah,
good.
no,
Who
I
has
ain't got the
time for
see. You
all of
got
that?
patience. You got the patience for that. I ain't got the patience for that. I got the patience to stand in the line and then wait for the people to get out my way. But that's about it. I got to see what I'm getting.
Here's 3 times the produce you did order. Here's a gift card for your next order for your pain and suffering. They make it good.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
They make it good.
I don't want no pain. I don't want no suffering. I just want my food.
Okay. Okay. No problem.
Yeah, yeah. My mom and them, they can do it. They do it. They do it all the time. But me, I like grocery shopping for my own stuff. That's just my thing.
Hey, I'm good. Either way I pick up. I was at work today and I had the groceries delivered to the house. They knew what the list was and it was all good.
See, SJ gets it.
I could do all of that because once you look at the item, you could see the labels and everything on
Mm-mm.
the app. I'm sorry. Even before the pandemic, I was doing that because I was just too busy to walk the grocery aisles. And I'm like, let me just order this.
I did it once and they did it wrong, and I was mad. So, mm-mm.
Wow. And I refuse to enter Walmart because of how, people have been treated. So I'll either have it delivered or I'll have it picked up, but I won't walk in.
Now you know what? If I gotta order from Walmart, I probably order from Walmart. If I gotta get it from Walmart, I definitely would probably order. But because Walmart is not big out here, we got
Gotcha.
this little ratchet one here, and they
Oh
we
Lord.
really only have self checkout and one line for all the like. Mm-mm. Yeah, no,
That's also why I refuse to self checkout. If I'm not getting the employee discount, I am not working like an employee.
I ain't mad.
What Al said, listen, some people leverage, they get the five-finger discount on the self checkout.
I ain't got the time to be stopped.
you
Right.
know.
I am not being stopped at the door to check my
No,
receipt. No. Bring it to
I've
my
seen
car.
if you go on TikTok and you look up self checkout and you'll see people, man, you'll double scan, you'll pick up something that's like $20, but you'll scan something for 5. That's it. It all
Hmm.
gets, you got the item count down.
I'm not
Sorry, the
gonna
same
tell
thing
y'all how to get
happens.
away with stuff because I don't need my stores on lockdown because of you people. But you can get away with a lot of stuff.
Hey, bring it out to my car.
I never even thought about it because I'm a nervous Nelly. So I see the cameras because they have the cameras like looking right at
Hmm.
you on the screen and then you see yourself. It's like a FaceTime. So
I'm sorry. If they make a mistake and I end up with extra stuff in my trunk, that is your employee issue.
Hey, listen, that's it. You could say, listen, I scanned everything.
No, I
I didn't
didn't
know.
scan anything. I just
Oh.
pulled up to pick up. I pulled up to pick up.
She said, she was like, thank you for the free win. Thank you. Goodbye.
That's an employee issue. I did not step foot in your establishment at all.
Well, there's different ways to scam. So there's that. Moving right along.
So the elimination dates. April and Lamar. Well, Lamar had a drink coming for her, a shot.
Child, we all needed shots with Lamar. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Yeah, these elimination dates was rough. They were it it was child, listen, I feel like we was watching the same scene with both parties because it was pretty much the same going all the way down. Nobody was trying to hear nobody about anything, and both people were coming in already on 10 because how my girl say, oh, Lamar messed up with me, so I guess he's trying to make it right. And then on the other hand, we got Koisha said, oh, Alonzo done rubbed me the wrong way over the phone the other night. So here we are. I said, oh, geez.
They were both in Delulu.
Let's start off with April. I think April and Lamar would be easier to just start off with. Any thoughts on these two?
They both came off strong to each other. It's like she's saying it was intense. Then he's saying that she want a puppy because she rapid firing with the men. They were button heads, and for her elimination to say, the guys are bums. It's like, okay, even if you think that, it's not polite to say it on camera. On your way out.
What you got, Sean?
Yeah, I just wish, I think Lamar rather, sorry, was too thrilled to be the one to eliminate April.
Mm-hmm.
Because even when they were in the lounge, he was like, what's the one? What's the one? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, she had on them shorts. Yeah. She got to go. Like, he was just ready. So I was like, why did they pick him to do the elimination? They just obviously wanted drama and fireworks because he was all too enthused to do it. I think if he would have just like gave her the feedback instead of being kind of like a little rude to her, and saying like it's one thing to say like, hey, listen, it was more interview style, but I think he was more so trying to downplay her achievements. Like, you don't have to do that. He could have just been like, hey, listen, we wanted to get to know you, and we just felt some things, you could have had a better approach with us, and we didn't feel like you were getting to know us. We felt like you were drilling us with questions, and say, that's that. But she was super defensive, very rude. She was like, who is he to tell me you're not ready to love? He is a man as part of this dating process, and he's doing the eliminating. So who should tell you? You want Tommy to fly out and tell you? Like, who's supposed to be telling you? I want to be like, sis, that's how this works.
Right.
Welcome to the show.
And he's not the only one. He had to be there had to be majority of the men to say that you needed to go. There was nobody standing up to fight for you.
No, not on one. It was another situation where none of the men were fighting for her. And again, I hear what you're saying, Sean. His way that he came off, he was too eager to dismiss her because I guess he felt some type of way about all her degrees that she gave him. However, I'm wondering if it was another man that told her how she was still coming off across the men, would she still be as surprised? Because she said herself she was surprised by how the men received her. And I'm just like, why are you guys not self-aware? You have And nothing to take away your degrees, but you have all of these degrees, but you're still not aware of self to know how you are coming across to people.
I think William could have brought that to her, but I think it was a shock value. Bring the two of them together and see what we could ignite, and see if we can get a scene out of this. Because he, as I put in the chat there, he did tell her she was dismissed at the brunch.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was antagonizing. There were more than just William. There were several other men there that could totally tell her in a very appetizing way that, but it wouldn't give you an explosive reaction if you're looking for one.
And I figured by that scene at the brunch that I was like, if these two were to stay, they're going to be placed on a lot of dates on purpose. I just was like, they're going to end up being on a whole bunch of dates on purpose. So for her, she lucked out and got voted off, so she don't have to be dealing with him anymore. So it's a blessing and a win for her at the end of the day. Any more thoughts on them too before we get on to Shaw's lady and Alonzo? These Zoes, boy, these Zoes be out of control, don't they?
Not Sean's lady. It is Sean's lady.
Yeah, that's his front runner, baby. Okay.
No, Leyland.
No, but that was your first week. That was your first week's front runner. Leyland's in your second week.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have, I still support her from the sidelines, but I've transitioned to Layla.
Okay. I know. So I want to talk about this in different ways because I was reading some of the comments. I don't know if you guys seen the clip online. I know you two have because I sent it earlier, but everybody in the audience, I don't know if you've seen the clip online, but if you read some of the comments, it was very interesting to see the diversity in the comments on how this was taken. And because we do get a full version instead of that condensed version that we have online of how this conversation actually takes place, I want to know your perspectives on it. Do it still stands in the regards of she was right for getting up and leaving? Do you think she should have stayed? Because I've seen comments saying that she should have stayed and asked some questions on what he was supposed to have meant by being choked or spanked or whatnot. There was different feedback, and a couple of men in the chats were saying like she was just too dismissive and that it's a bunch of hurt women that saying that she congratulating her for getting up and leaving, so to speak. How do y'all feel about it? Well, LC, your mic is open, sweetie, so go ahead.
How I feel about it. The lady gave you her boundaries on the phone. You should honor it in person. The lady told you she didn't want to discuss this when you were off camera. Why would you think she would want to discuss this on camera? If someone asks me if my preference is choked or spanked, why would I think anything other than a sexual connotation? But, you see, I'd have played with Alonzo. I'm sorry. It's like I would have played. Is this a new drink? You asking me shaken or stirred? Are you asking me how I like my drink? I would have played in Alonzo's face because he was playing in her face. But that's just me. She has her hard boundaries. She wants to keep them. She's like, absolutely not. We're not going to discuss this. You got to respect it. If it was me, I would have played. I would have made him state what category he was talking about. Are you kidding me?
Right. What you say earlier, you would have found out how he likes it.
Right. How would you like to be choked or spanked? Because if it's not in a sexual way, then you could certainly answer the question in a non-sexual way.
Yeah. I think Alonzo definitely. The more he talks, the more he reminds me of Corey from
Mhm.
DC, and I'm not really sure. It's one thing to ask, and because some people were having little flirtatious conversations and little sexual innuendos pass by, but once you see the person is not open to it, then you gotta just move on. And then I was just hoping we could retire gaslighting. I just wanted us to be able to retire it somewhere between 2023 and 2022, but it looks like it has lived on into 2024 because that is some level of like sitting up here. It's either just come on, bro. In what context, other than a sexual context, do we ask someone, do they like to be choked? Because if it's not choked and spanked, then it's violence. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? Like
that's
the
the
only
only
other
other.
way that that's the only other way someone could be choked, then it's violence. Because other than that, people don't get choked for pleasure unless it's a sexual component to it. So it's either violence or sexual. So yes, she could have asked him, but it just would have, what could he have said? He would have just been like, "Oh, ho, ho, ho," like he's a goofball. Like, I'm sorry. Like that's just such a goofballish thing to try to like sit up here and pretend like you didn't mean one thing and you're just like having rapid fire questions. It's like, do you understand boundaries? Do you know? And I think sometimes this happens, like when people are used to people like letting them get away with stuff because he's probably the jokester, you know. He Alonzo's probably the guy that like makes everybody. He's like the life of the party. He's the kooky one, so he could just kind of say things and people just laugh it off, like, "Oh, that's Alonzo. He's harmless." So he's kind of used to people just letting him make these remarks, and
Mhm.
probably he's not used to being challenged. But you have to know how to pivot when you get challenged. You have to know, like, hey, look, if somebody doesn't like this, then I need to know how to just respect it. It's just like, hey, look, if you want to have it be something sexual, you also have to understand if in the act or if you're in the midst of an intimate encounter and somebody tells you, a woman tells you, hey, listen, I'm not a fan of that. You don't keep pushing. You don't keep saying, oh, well, I don't think you know what I meant, or I don't think you understood what I was trying to do. No, she said she doesn't like it. So, ask her, oh, well, what do you like? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think that's
Mhm.
like, it's like whack to just keep telling somebody when they're blatantly telling you I don't like the tone of this conversation.
In full context of the whole scene, it was like she came in, she told him, hey, the conversation that we had over the phone last night was very inappropriate. Don't feel comfortable about it. Um, I'm okay with moving forward in conversation long as we switch it. She was very stern. She was letting him know, like you said, he comes off like the jokester of his group or whatever. Like, hey, this is not a joke to me. I'm very serious. If we don't change this conversation, date over. I cannot be mad at her for sticking to her word because that is saying, I have already stated my boundary. You will not be crossing it. Please respect me. Watching the full thing in short version, it does look like more like she's just a bit dismissive and she just gets up and just doesn't have much to say. But watching the full version, knowing that the conversation switched, got to the point of talking about what the guys saw wrong with her, what she did wrong, giving the feedback, all of that, and saying that she's a bit guarded and she may prejudge, but she's still in the game. It was like, okay, we need to move forward now. Why are we circling back to still try to hash out this conversation where she already told you twice now she is not comfortable with it? Why are we trying to make a statement here other than saying, hey, I apologize for the way you have taken it, but that was not my intent when I said, let me just clarify what I meant. I do not have to sit here and tell a person you should have asked me a question. If they feel violated for me, that is my time to tell them if I actually was trying to violate them or not. What you're saying to me by telling her you need should have asked me a question is that you were trying to violate her. You have already stated earlier on that you like to like just push boundaries as well, like Lamar, and that you like to just get shock value out of people. If this was not your goal, just sit there and say, when she tells you, sorry, I got cat hair flying everywhere. When she sit there and tells you, this makes me uncomfortable, it came off sexual. If this is what not, this is your opportunity right here. This is your window to say, hey, I understand it comes off sexual when I said that, but I was talking sports related. You know, you are very competitive when it comes to game on the line. Are you in that zone to spanking somebody, or are you in the zone to pulling up and choking? There's different things. Like I can find different reference. That's the only other reference besides being domestically violent. I'm sorry. But it's still in that lies, like she said, in that context, when you put those three words, things together, is nothing else it can be but sexual. So just apologize and move on. That was not my intent. That was not my angle. I know I just got caught up. Even if that was, I just got caught up because we were asking some questions back and forth and I felt comfortable enough to ask that question. I apologize. We have to learn how, and I'm seeing with this group, everybody got a big ego. We got to learn how to turn them egos down, because the egos is your own devil. That ego will get you in trouble every single time. You got to turn that ego down and just humble yourself and just sit there and say, you know what? I have crossed your boundary. Let me step back. I apologize. Let's try this again. She gave a window to try again. I don't know how hard it was to just sit there and just be like, my bad, sis.
The scary thing is he kept on violating that boundary off camera and now on camera. I would not feel safe with this man. You are now trying to put me on Front Street in a particular light. He already knows she's not going home. He could have talked about anything with her. You had something off camera, you know her boundaries, you do not need to bring it up. In relation to the clip and how it is long ways, it makes him look worse the long way. It still looked bad. He looked bad. As Sean said, we are resurrecting the gaslighting again. It's like it is. She told you it's not just communication, it's comprehension. So if you understand that she comprehended incorrectly, that is your time to clear it up. Say, listen, my intent is not to go down that way because I respect your boundary. I was trying to talk about drinks or whatever. But if she's already uncomfortable with the situation and the conversation, I would not push her. And I would not push her on camera. That screams, I want to ignite you, or I want to ruffle your feathers on camera and have a scene and have a moment. And that is a man that will put you in a dangerous situation.
Mm-hmm.
I would not trust him at all with any of the women if this is the way he's behaving from off camera to on camera.
That part. Sean, you got any more thoughts?
Yeah, I just think similar to what you were saying, Jay, is like is I think from a, you know, and I just have to hold us men accountable. Like we just have to normalize apologizing. You have to normalize, if if somebody lets you know, if a woman is telling you, hey, listen, I didn't like that, I don't want to talk about this. It's okay to pivot. It's okay to just say, oh shoot, my bad. It goes a long way because this is gonna happen. These are normal things as we're getting to know each other. What I'm comfortable with may not be the same for you, and vice versa. But
Mm-hmm.
continuing to push
And I think he felt like a sense of entitlement to revisit it because he was like, oh, you almost got eliminated, but we didn't eliminate you. So now I'm going to bring it back up again towards the tail end of the conversation, because you could tell it was an escalation. Like, she said what she said. She was already getting agitated. You could see it. And then he was like, well, I'm going to just keep going. And then they talked about something else. He told her she wasn't eliminated. And then he went right back at it again. Oh, and by the way, I'm going to come back to this. It's like, bro, it's okay. You're like, nobody's going to care. People are flying innuendos back and forward. And if you run up against somebody that doesn't like it, all you got to do is say, oh, hey, my bad, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
He spent too much time trying to address it and then try to make up this reason that nobody really believed. I hope he didn't even believe it. And just be like, my bad, I'm sorry. I get it. Sis. I'm not trying to make you mad. I don't like to see my sisters get upset. That's it. Move on. Like, why you got to keep agitating her for no reason?
And I feel like if this is a sign of how he dates in the real world, this is a problem. And I know me and Sean, we've had talks off the live about, bringing things up in relationships when you get into a heated argument, storing things up, waiting till you get into that moment. This is another problem, though, when you keep re-bringing certain things up over and over. Like, we've already talked about it, we already moved on, but here it is again, and now we're sitting here having an argument about the same thing again, though this is not what the conversation started off as. That's a problem. That's a problem, because we're never moving forward in the relationship. We're just stuck on things because what it is, I have to get my point across. I have to get you to understand this or whatever. And it comes back to the ego. The ego will be the death of us sometimes in the situations. It's just, well, you took me wrong, so I got to make sure that this. No. She took you how she took you. It's not right. It is not wrong. It was a misunderstanding. Say, I'm sorry. I apologize for the misunderstanding. I apologize that that's the way that you took it. That was not my intent. That was not my goal. Let's move on.
Even if you didn't want to apologize, you could just be like, this is an uncomfortable conversation for you, and that's okay. So let us talk about how we're going to move forward in this journey. That's it. But again, what I do want to applaud her for is she knew her boundary and she walked away. She did not tell him off. She did not poke him with her finger. She got up, walked out. Somebody get this microphone, because I am not going to play these games. And that a lot of times is what I don't see with a lot of, ladies on any kind of show. They would allow the disrespect to go on, whether for the sake of the show, whether it was miscommunication, but they don't stand their ground like this and just walk away from the man and say, I am not going to entertain this. You are not going to have me wallow in the mud with you. Because what did Shanae says? Because I'm a lady.
My girl Cheryl, with my girl Cheryl Underwood, I'm a mother lady. I mean, she took a last sip of her drink because that drink did look good. It looked like a little passion fruit, a little mango margarita, something. I don't know. It looked good. She took one last sip. It was like, all right, I am done. And she didn't bash him. She said, I'm not about to do this with a grown man.
There you go.
And walked off. So she gets a lot of brownie points for that. Now, next week is something different, okay?
Well, the first week she wanted to jump the tables, so.
Well, clearly the table's moving. She's ready to go. But I did notice one thing, since we're going to talk about that a little bit real quick. Did notice one thing. She was dressing all her comments at Tommy, but she ain't never once look over at Alexa and say a daggone thing in the clip that we seen. Now, if I see her look over at Alexis, I know she real. But Alexa said, say, what now, sis?
We can go there.
I'm here. I was like, oh, Alexis said, she said, I'm little, but baby, I referee. Don't play with me.
And it looks like for next week we're adding a gentleman.
Yeah, I guess we got to replace Glenn. Maybe it is Glenn coming back under his first name. I'm gonna leave that man alone. We love you, Glenn, if you out there. We miss you, boo. You might have had some sense.
Glenn got an answer as to why he didn't answer Tommy's fake call.
Child, he's like, I'm not about to fake around with none of this foolishness on it. He felt the foolishness coming. He's like, I am not about to be wrapped up in this. Bless Glenn Hart. Well, you know what, April, I'm gonna say, Mama, you dodged a bunch of bullets, so don't feel bad. But next time, a little bit more class when you leave out. You know, none of these people have to be bums, my dear. Okay. All right. As Kanye has stated it before in the thing, those degrees cannot keep you warm at night, but you know what you had to keep you out warm at night is those degrees. So if you don't want nothing more, mommy, yeah, we might want to have to work on, you know, leaving Exon a little bit nicer. We're not. Any last thoughts before we get out of here? Sean, you got anything? Because I know you got missed some of the stuff in the beginning. You want to talk about anybody real quick?
No, not really. You know, I just, you know, I'm hoping better from my fellas. You know, I want us to represent a little bit better, because we sometimes get a bad rap on these shows. So, you know, some of the fellas just, you know, kind of, it just watching this episode did disappoint me a little bit. You know, because I'm like, come on, guys. You know, let's just learn to respect people's boundaries. You know, that I think that's so important. I think that's the one takeaway is respect people's boundaries, and you know, let's leave with grace too. You know, because I think Patricia got there a little bit better. You know, from after Kojo's interview and stuff like that. I saw some, you know, a comment she placed after the debrief that was had of her interview. But you know, I just felt like the last two ladies, they just didn't leave the nicest, or just kind of some of the things that they had to say, whether it was off camera or on camera, about the guys. It's like that just, you know, that speaks more about you. When you speak ill of somebody else, it speaks more about you. So you don't have to tear somebody down to lift yourself up. And I just want that for us as a community to do better too.
Yeah. We did have one question that we wanted to ask before we got up out of here too. So I know Sean is here now. He wasn't here when this question was asked, but do y'all see any matches so far?
Not yet.
I think Vanessa is getting along well with what's his name?
Chaz?
He was just in the chat. Yeah. I mean, is it gonna last? I don't know, but they seem to be getting along very well. Will was getting along well with Vanessa, and who else? He got along well with a couple of the ladies. So I think there's some potential there. Let's see where it goes.
Too early for me. There are too many people having too many good connections and conversations with each other. So it's too early to dwindle down and say pair people off.
Yeah. I would like to say some people, however, I'm kind of like where Elsa it is. It's just a little too early because Chaz and Vanessa, Chaz is connecting with a few people. So there's that. He got a few connections in the works. Clearly, Vanessa got a few connections in the works herself. So there's that. There's potentials. There's some potentials, but we'll see as it continues with the foolishness, because we're going to see if some of the circus is being weeded out or not. They might end up staying, and some of the people who are actually with intentions may end up leaving. So we'll see. But I'll say this much. This cast is definitely giving us a show, a run for the money. For sure. Will couples come out of it? I don't know. The cast is definitely split. I can tell by how this is, and it's split in the most interesting way of seasons. Most of the time, we have the cast split by these groups, a mixture of men and women, but the cast seem to be split by the men and the women down the line. So, yeah, connections, I'm not sure. I'm not sure on. But anyways, y'all, we're going to get up out of here. So El Cid is going to give us our last call. I know Bashan does benedictions on Kojo's channel, but over here we got a last call, baby. Last call for alcohol. So get them shots. I'm going to pour up these shots real quick while El Cid tell y'all what y'all drinking.
Can we just have a little 24 play? Can you have a little finesse, a little suave? Could you work your way to, be more courteous to the ladies? Allow, be the sun that allows the flower to blossom for you. Do so gently. So just play some 24 play. I would like my gentleman to come with the romance. I would like my gentleman to come with just a little more gentleness. You are dealing with the ladies that you wish to have a relationship with in the future, not a sparring partner.
El Cid asked for a slow gin screw, and that's what we're going to give her, okay? Shots on me and shots is on 3, okay, y'all? Anyways, y'all know what it is. Tomorrow night on a Little Black Book 91 channel will be the super panel. That's over there. I cannot give y'all and guarantee a time. That is not my channel. So y'all just go ahead and hit the notification and subscribe and hit the bell over there. And when it pops up, you will know. If you do so over here, you will also know when I pop up, because we got a lot more shows that we will be covering coming up soon. So you definitely want to hit the bell notice here, as well as subscribe and share the channel with your friends. Okay. I want to thank my guest today, Sean Davis, for coming through with us and hanging out with the Big Cuzzos this week and stuff. As always, my girl El Cid. We'll see you guys here again next Friday for a quick cap. Listen, I can't call it nightcap because freaking Shannon and them stole it, okay? I'm going to say I had it first. So this is a slow, quick cap. Afterwards. But I thank you all for being here. If you're watching this on a replay, please go ahead and leave a comment below. Let us know what you think, who you think is leaving next week out of the men, who you like to see go. If you had enough, if you're tired of the show, if you want more, just let us know, okay? Until then, you guys have a beautiful, wonderful weekend. Love y'all. Bye-bye.